HSIN is threatening to completely rewrite the meta in Wuthering Waves, and if these leaks are accurate, she might permanently bench your current Electro DPS. We are looking at a Sentinel-level main DPS bringing a brand new combat system to the game called detuning. In this video, I am mapping out her expected dual mode rotation, the exact team synergies you need to prepare for, and at the end, I will give you a definitive verdict on whether she is a mandatory pull or an expensive luxury trap. If you want to dominate the upcoming patch cycle, hit subscribe right now because we are tracking every single optimal rotation leading up to launch, and you will not want to miss the day one build guides. To be completely transparent, we need to separate what is officially locked in by Kuro Games from what is currently pure leak territory. Officially, Kuro has already teased HSIN as part of the upcoming Myeongjo region marketing. We know for a fact she is one of the Sentinels, commonly referred to as the Fox or the Witch's Heart. She is confirmed to be a massive player in the upcoming storyline. Kuro is giving her plenty of time to develop as a character before her expected playable release drops in version 3.7, following right after characters like Qin Xiao and Jingran in the 3.6 update. That is the confirmed baseline. But here is what is actively shifting in the beta data regarding her actual mechanics. According to the current data, HSIN is an electro-element main DPS utilizing a rectifier. But instead of generic, flat damage multipliers, her kit is fundamentally built around a dual-mode combat system and an entirely new mechanic currently referred to as the tuning or detuning system. We have recently seen Kuro test alternative break mechanics with the collab characters, introducing their specific version of tune break. However, that was a very limited implementation. HSIN'S detuning looks to be a permanent, expanding archetype designed to sit at the absolute top of the meta. Her rotation seemingly revolves around applying a specific negative status effect called Electro Flare. Once this debuff is applied, she can seamlessly switch combat states, utilizing extremely high mobility and massive area of effect abilities. The data also points to a spirit-based mechanic that culminates in a literal fox transformation for her burst damage. What this means for your rotations is that she will likely demand highly precise execution to trigger her detuning multiplier window, punishing casual button mashers while heavily rewarding players who perfectly time their stance swaps and status applications. This specific mechanic completely shifts how we approach optimal team building. Because she functions as the centerpiece of this new detuning archetype, she directly elevates characters who might have been falling off your radar. The most insane theoretical composition being discussed right now is a full mono Electro setup featuring HSIN alongside Yinlin and Electro Rover. If you remember all the way back to the 3.3 update, early data suggested that Electro Rover was specifically designed with direct synergy for HSIN in mind. It looks like Electro Rover's absolute maximum potential is actually hard-locked behind HSIN'S final release. Furthermore, because detuning is poised to be a foundational mechanic, future sub-DPS units and premium supports will likely be tailor-made to exploit her Electro Flare status moving into the 4.0 cycle. She is not just a damage dealer, she is essentially a long-term investment into an entirely new way to play the game. Now, for the honest value caveat, because you need to know exactly what you are spending your astrites on, I am not going to sit here and tell you she is a flawless, risk-free pull. We need to look at the objective downside of a character relying on a brand new, isolated combat ecosystem. If HSIN'S peak damage is mathematically gated behind the detuning system, she is going to be incredibly reliant on her specific teammates applying and exploiting that status. Older Electro units are officially on life support at this point. But if you have already heavily invested in a premium Electro team, HSIN might initially feel like an expensive luxury pull rather than a strict account necessity. You will be pulling for a mechanical foundation that might take a few patches to receive its dedicated, best-in-slot premium support. This means her day one performance might require significant mechanical skill and high investment to truly gap your current, heavily built rosters. The reality is, a Sentinel-level Electro DPS with dual combat modes has incredible long-term value packed into her kit, but you have to be prepared for the resource sink and the mechanical learning curve. Are you going to start pre-farming for her 3.7 release, or are you holding your resources for whatever lies beyond the 4.0 horizon? Let me know your exact team plans and first impressions down in the comments, and I will see you in the next breakdown.